You say that a lot of the comics, like the guys that you were sort of coming up with, or that were in the clubs at that point, who were the guys you would like? Because you said there's like an A-list bunch of
There
guys.
was when I was coming up, I remember in New York, and
Yeah.
this is like in the beginning time. I mean, the guys that were in and out of this comedy circuit were I saw Chris Rock, I saw George Wallace, I saw Seinfeld, I saw Ray Romano, I saw
Wow.
Colin Quinn, Patrice O'Neill, Rich Voss, Jim Norton, Keith Robinson, like literally this circuit, Bill Burr. I was around comedians that were comedians, but I was so green and I wasn't getting stage time that I would just sit back and watch all these guys talk after a set. I would just watch them all sit in a
You
room,
would listen into what they were saying.
listen, and just be a sponge.
But they didn't consider you one of the group.
No.
They were ahead of you.
Yes, way ahead of me.
Isn't
no.
that something?
Go sit at the other table.
Who were the guys who mentored you back then? Who finally liked
Keith Robinson.
Keith Robinson.
Keith Robinson, man. Keith Robinson.
That's your guy.
Keith Robinson is not only my guy, that's my brother.
What did he do for you?
He did everything. Keith Robinson was the guy that gave me information. Keith Robinson was the guy that said, the material that you have is stupid, that you're not talking about anything. Keith Robinson is the guy that said, do you want to be a comedian that's for one group of people, or do you want to appeal to everybody?
Right.
Do you want to be interesting, or do you just want to be cool and quick funny? Do you want to tell a story? Do you want people to know about you, your life? He opened up the floodgates as to what material was and what it should be.
Right.
He made me understand why coming to New York was better than going anywhere else because of the plethora of people. It's a pot of everybody.
Exposure to the top people.
Everybody is here. When you talk about ethnicities, you have some of everything here. That's how you get big. That's how you become universal.
In other words, you have to appeal to all audiences.
All audiences.
It can't just be a black audience.
No.
You got to appeal to every person that you can get under that tent.
He showed me how to put work into the craft of comedy.
I suspect, based on what I've read, is that Colin Quinn, too, was a good guy.
Colin Quinn was a great guy, man.
I like Colin a lot.
Colin Quinn was a great guy. And to this day, I still have a good relationship with Colin. But what's best about Colin Quinn was he was one of the first people of stature that embraced me and made me feel like a friend, you know.
And because he introduced you to Jerry Seinfeld and Tracy Morgan and Chris Rock.
Hey,
he was
come
generous.
Here, come here, man.
You need to meet these guys.
Meet this guy. This is a nice little kid over here. He's funny. A little stupid kid, but he's funny.
Like, I was watching Chappelle's special, and Chappelle gave you, like, the ultimate compliment.
That's my guy,
I think
man.
Chris Rock did, too. They were like, my kids don't think I'm cool. They want to meet Kevin Hart. They think he's funny. Is that when you're sitting and watching that kind of stuff go on, do you pinch yourself and say, man, I cannot? I mean, I get the chills just saying that. I mean, these two great comics are saying
It's the best compliment that you can be given. But, you know, I'm also a student of the game. So
Right.
regardless of where I am in my career now, regardless of my accomplishments, I'm able to do the things that I'm doing because of the doors that they open.
But do you ever sit there when you watch, I don't know, let's say you watch Seinfeld or one of these guys, do you say to yourself, oh, shit, I wish I'd written that joke. I wish I had
all the time.
You get jealous.
All
in
the
a sense.
time. You
Yeah.
should. And I think that's a compliment to the writing that they have. I mean, Dave Chappelle, I can give you a story about Dave Chappelle, me, Chris Rock. I told Chris Rock I was going to the Comedy Cellar here in New York. He said, all right, I'm going to come down. I said, Chris, I'm working on some stuff. Come down. I want to know what you think. We're close, and we always give each other opinions on what we're doing and where we feel this can go or that can go. Just punch up. So he comes down. He's like, oh, my God, Kev, funny. I said, you going up? He said, yeah, I'm going to try some stuff out, too. Chris goes up. Dave pops in later that night. Me and Chris were there talking. Chappelle comes in. We say, you going up? He said, yeah. Me and Chris go downstairs so we can watch Dave. Keep in mind, me and Chris are excited. We just worked on new material.
Right.
Chris gave me some good beats. He went on, I gave him some good beats. Dave went on stage and was so good
Right.
that me and Chris just took what we had. We balled it up. We balled it up. We threw it away. We threw it. I said, I'm so disgusted with where my level of thinking was after seeing where Dave was. I got to go back in the gym.